Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any tension, stress, any worries to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. With your eyes closed, feel that relaxation around your eyebrows and eyelids, almost a heaviness to the eyelids, where they feel like they're becoming tighter and tighter shut. As you focus your attention on a dot there on your forehead, looking up to your forehead with your eyes closed, really concentrate on that location, feeling the tension in your eyeballs. And then as you breathe in a feeling of relaxation, and on the outward breath, just completely release all that tension in the eyes and feel that wave of relaxation ripple down from your head all the way down, neck, shoulders, arms and legs, all the way down to your toes. Breathing in and breathing out. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine an island, a small island, in an ocean with blue skies. But for some reason, I want you to imagine there is a production studio there on the island, all the latest equipment, cameras, editing suites, a big screen to see the work that you've created. But before we go into the studio, I want you to imagine there on that island in the middle of an ocean is a white sandy beach. And just imagine a comfortable lounger. And just lie on the lounger looking out at the crystal clear waters, perhaps looking at where the sea meets the sky, that line of the horizon, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, as you start to feel that tension is just melting away, like a child's ice cream in the sunshine. Breathing in and breathing out. I'll count down from 5 to 1, and with each descending number, you will feel a transition from the conscious to the unconscious. And the portal for this transition is simply your imagination. Because as your physical body relaxes, your imagination will awaken. 5, just feeling any tension in your forehead, jaw, around your cheeks and mouth just melting away. 4, focusing on the muscles in your neck and shoulders. Just breathe in and breathe out and just release that tension now. 3, arms and legs just feeling limp, loose, and heavy. Just allowing pure relaxation and calmness to vibrate at that frequency where your arms feel simultaneously heavy and light at exactly the same time. And then 2, even your internal organs, especially your lungs, start to relax, finding it easier to breathe in and breathe out deeper and deeper. And the deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you become. And then 1, just feel a wonderful sensation that you're drifting off into a dreamlike sleep. You've had a nap on the beach before, and imagine it's like that, where very quickly, for the moment that you're dreaming, it feels like reality. And in this dream, you're on the same beach, seeing yourself right there, fast asleep on a lounger. And you can pick up your arm and just feel how limp and loose it is, let it go, getting a sense that that version of you is just completely relaxed. As you start to make your way into the studio, this high-tech studio right there in the middle of the island. I want you to imagine there is recording equipment like cameras, microphones, an editing suite, but also a big screen. And I want you to imagine you're making a film about a transformation. And I want you to map out what would be on this storyboard, where you are your current weight to begin with, and over certain scenes in the storyboard, it transitions. And maybe this is a film where you collapse time, where what takes place over several months could appear in a short film of just a few minutes. And maybe it's a montage like a Rocky movie, or maybe it's a gradual change, seeing the same way of waking up, but things change over time, jumping from one week to the next. Allow the creative part of your mind to map out this storyboard of what change looks like for you. And then imagine being simultaneously the cameraman and the protagonist as you switch from being first person to doing what's necessary to being the camera operator observing it. And maybe these are subtle changes, like the foods you eat, or the size of the portions, or maybe the speed in which you eat. Maybe it's just changing snacking to drinking water, or maybe it's replacing processed foods with more of those whole, natural, real foods. But imagine that this doesn't take place on the island, this takes place back in your reality. So imagine seeing yourself and filming yourself, living where you live, working out where you would work out, preparing food in your own kitchen. Or if you're eating out, imagine seeing yourself eating out in the very places you would. And I want you to notice subtle changes. Maybe alcoholic drinks are replaced with a lot more water, maybe still or sparkling. And maybe there's less of those refined carbohydrates like the breads. Maybe there's less food being eaten from packets, and more food is the kind of food that exists in nature, powered by rainwater and sunshine. And imagine watching yourself, filming yourself, constantly jumping back from first person to third person. You're the cameraman and the protagonist. So you could film yourself having a workout and then feel like you're having the workout. You could film yourself preparing the food and then imagine eating the food. Jump back and forth. Allow your intuition to do this for you. And there might be clues of progress. It doesn't need to be a number on a scale. It could be a reflection in a shop window. It could be the tightness of clothes. It could be the compliments or the observations of others. Feel that this journey of many months is taking place like a real-life documentary. You're documenting your future as it's happening, being the person, observing the person, back and forth. And notice that days feel like seconds. Weeks can feel like a minute. Months, just a few minutes. As you notice changes taking place. That the change in relationship with alcohol, with food choices, that almost this isn't a behavioral shift. This is an identity shift. You're the same person but different versions of you. At the beginning of this short film, you are one person. And at the end, you've evolved. And every good story has a character arc. And imagine this is yours. And imagine, just like in every hero's journey, the hero is tested, that there will be challenges there on this journey to test your resolve. Temptations, setbacks. But as the filmmaker and the protagonist see how you overcome the crossroads, the setbacks, the feeling of will you or will you not become the person you're capable of becoming? And once you feel you've observed that version of you, seeing the challenges, experiencing the challenges, and then overcoming the challenges, let me know by nodding your head. And then the story continues. As you see in the final parts of this short film, there is a new version of you. The demons of the past have been vanquished. The evolution has taken place. And what if the physical transformation is just a metaphor for what's happened internally? Values have changed. Priorities have changed. A feeling of worthiness, deserving, and confidence has changed. That the outside is just a reflection of the inside. And while this physical change takes place, it's just a mirror, a reflection of all the wonderful changes taking place inside. And then imagine the final scene of this short film is you doing something that is made all the better from this new body shape that you now possess. Maybe a holiday in the sun. Maybe a moment with a loved one. And when you see that final scene, which is all the better for this physical and emotional transformation, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine that this is just the production of this movie. Just imagine you're now there in a studio on a desert island there in the ocean, taking all this raw footage and putting it together. Maybe see yourself navigating the files on a editing suite to take the very best bits to condense months of changes down into just a few minutes. What are the key moments on that journey? Perhaps a decision, standards being raised. The very first time you go to the gym would probably make it into your movie, but not the fourth or fifth time. Use that internal editing to pick out the very best scenes of this short film that highlights where you started and what it took for the transformation, how you were tested and challenged, how you overcame them, and who you became. And when you feel that you've got all the raw footage but now condensed it into the very scenes that would make it into that short movie, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine exporting that file, rendering that file, and then being able to play it on a screen, but with the people you care about the most watching it with you, your own premiere, and feel like you're in the audience watching a short film of a physical transformation that is just a metaphor for a much bigger transformation. In any good coming-of-age story, the boy becomes a man. And I want you to see a story, a film, where a profound change takes place that's more than just a physical change, but a statement of intent that you are more capable, more able to live a life on your terms, to take on the challenge, not avoid it, to take responsibility, to do what is necessary, free of emotional baggage, doing what is necessary, knowing that in this evolution becomes evidence of further changes. And just observe this film like you're an audience member seeing it perhaps on a large screen. And then at that ending scene, step into it and feel like that is you, to get a sense of clarity as to where you're heading. And if your conscious and unconscious mind is now clear on the outcome and the strategy, let me know by nodding your head. Then you leave the screen, but then also leave the studio and walk back out to a beach where you see a version of you lying on a lounger, completely relaxed. Step into that version of you and take all the changes with you, all the beliefs, insights, foresight with you in that moment, so you feel like you're now on the lounger. And then imagine paddling into the sea and start swimming in the sea, feeling the water on your skin. And just imagine swimming towards the line of the horizon, where the horizon represents your current reality now. As you move forward, feel like you're now in your body, in the here and the now, as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, fully connect to the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.